A very good morning, Anna. Thanks for tuning into the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television, the perfect show to kickstart your day, bringing you the top national, international and sports news. I'm Ashwarya Kapoor and these are the headlines. BJP resolves to fight the 2019 general elections under leadership of Prime Minister Modi. Issues of social justice, national security and central welfare schemes to be main poll planks. Party vows to win next Lok Sabha polls with a bigger majority at meeting of chief ministers addressed by the Prime Minister. India and Pakistan to hold crucial talks on various aspects of the Indus Waters Treaty. 9-member Indian delegation in Lahore for talks, the second this year after one in March in Delhi. India's food grain production estimated to grow to all-time high of 284.83 million tons in 2017-18. In fourth advanced estimate by Agriculture Ministry, record wheat, rice, core cereals and pulses output cited as the reason for high estimate. Due date for filing income tax returns for assessees in Kerala extended to 15th of September following the floods. CBSE to provide digital certificates to affected students in the state. Cochin International Airport is slated to restart operations today. And India's medals tally at the Asian Games in Jakarta swells to 50. Best medal haul day on Tuesday at 9. PV Sindhu scripts history, becoming first ever Indian to win silver medal in badminton. Rare 1-2 for second time since 1951. Manjeet Singh wins gold in 800 meters race. Jenson Johnson takes silver. Our top story this morning, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP President Amit Shah met the Chief Ministers and the Deputy Chief Ministers of all BJP-ruled states at the party headquarters in New Delhi on Tuesday. And during the day-long meeting, the party deliberated on the strategy for the 2019 Lok Sabha election and a series of assembly elections scheduled to be held later this year. The party reiterated that it would contest the general election next year under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership. The party also took stock of the various central welfare schemes, deciding to meet the targets in a time-bound manner. The issues of social justice, national security and welfare schemes of the Modi government also emerged as the main poll planks. The party resolved to better its 2014 Lok Sabha election tally this time. The party leaders also paid homage to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
सुबह से जो चर्चा का क्रम चला माननीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी की उपस्थिति में आगामी लोकसभा चुनाव की तैयारी, अलग अलग राज्यों में विस्तृत चर्चा और जिन राज्यों में विधानसभा के चुनाव होने हैं उनके विशेष रूप से विधानसभा के बारे में भी राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश, छत्तीसगढ़ के बारे में व्यापक चर्चा हुई। और इसमें एक संकल्प के साथ कि 2019 में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में चुनाव लड़ा जाएगा और पूर्ण बहुमत के साथ, अभी से ज़्यादा बहुमत के साथ हम इस चुनाव में 2019 में विजयी होंगे। ये संकल्प आज इस मुख्यमंत्री परिषद में लिया गया।
And the Supreme Court has reserved its verdict on petitions seeking disqualification of tainted lawmakers. The pleas seek a disqualification even before the political leaders are convicted in criminal cases. A 5-judge constitution bench headed by Chief Justice Deepak Mishra reserved the judgment after hearing up the sides, including the Election Commission and the central government, concluded their arguments. Now, appearing for the centre, Attorney General K.K. Venugopal referred to the concept of presumption of innocence until a person is proven guilty. He also said that a judiciary cannot venture into the law-making territory. The bench said that it did not intend to enter into the legislative domain, but the electors have the right to know the antecedent of a candidate. Union Minister for Railways Piyush Goel announced on Tuesday that at least 6,000 railway stations across India will be Wi-Fi enabled within 6 months. Currently, over 700 stations have the free Wi-Fi facility. Speaking at the Smart Railways Conclave in the national capital, Goel said that Railways was focusing on smarter project implementation. He said that the Wi-Fi facility will help passengers to travel with ease and will also help them gain additional information regarding their professions such as farming or teaching. He added that the punctuality of trains has improved to 73 to 74% by replacing the manual recording of a time with the data loggers placed at interchange points across the network. The Railways has also floated a tender for a surveillance system under which the CCTV cameras would be installed in all stations and coaches. Railways will also roll out bio-vacuum toilets in train coaches, similar to those installed in passenger airplanes.
आज 700 से अधिक स्टेशन पे मुफ्त में वाईफाई की सुविधा यात्रियों को मिल रही है और ये देश की सबसे तेज स्पीड की वाईफाई रेल यात्रियों को मिल रही है। जो ट्रेन से यात्रा करते हैं उनको भी ये सुविधा मुफ्त में देने का निर्णय माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने लिया। हम अब कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि इसका अगले चरण में देश के 6000 स्टेशन तक ये वाईफाई की सुविधा पहुंच जाए।
Meanwhile, the due date for filing income tax returns for assessees in Kerala has been extended by 15 days to 15th of September following the floods in the state. The Central Board of Direct Taxes had earlier extended the date from 31st of July to 31st of August this year for salaried employees. Meanwhile, the Central Board of Secondary Education, in order to help flood-hit Kerala schools and students, has decided to facilitate and provide digital mark sheets, migration certificates and pass certificates to those documents have been either lost or damaged. Over 1,300 schools are affiliated to CBSE in Kerala. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has said that his government will soon come up with an action plan to rebuild the state, while saying that the loss could be more than the earlier estimate of 20,000 crore rupees. On the rehabilitation front, the Chief Minister said that with the more people returning to their homes, the number of people in relief camps has come down to 1.97 lakh. Massive cleanup drives are also being held with several people volunteering as well. Around 70,000 people have begun a massive cleanup drive at Kuttanad, known as Kerala's Rice Bowl. The Kochi International Airport, that was forced to stop operations since 14th of August, is slated to commence operations today. And a high-level central delegation led by Minister of State for Finance, Hon. Radhakrishnan, will visit Kerala today to review the relief and rehabilitation measures being undertaken by bank and insurance companies in the state. Congress President Rahul Gandhi, who is on a two-day visit to the state, visited the flood-ravaged areas of Alappuzha, Ernakulam and Thrissur district. He termed the floods a very big tragedy. He urged the party workers to actively participate in relief and rehabilitation work. Rahul Gandhi also met people in relief camps. He also hailed the people of Kerala for standing together at the time of the calamity. The Congress president also saluted fishermen who played a key role in rescuing people marooned in the deluge. Rahul Gandhi is today scheduled to visit Wayanad and Kozhikode district. And with the Kerala floods making news across the globe, US space agency NASA has released before and after photographs depicting the extent to which the natural calamity has affected the landscape of the southern state. Now, images show several rivers through the region spilled over their banks and water from the rivers running through 40 villages to wash away a 2.2-kilometer street of land connecting two national highways. It also gives a glimpse of the Periyar River, which breached its banks, displacing thousands of people in the process. On to the other top story of the day. India's food grain production is estimated to grow to an all-time high of 284.83 million tons in the 2017-18 crop year ending June. According to the Agriculture Ministry, a normal monsoon this season will aid in the record output in wheat, rice, coarse cereals and pulses. In its fourth advance estimate released on Tuesday, the ministry revised the upward the food grain production by a little over 5.3 million tons from the previous projection of 279.5 million tons for the 2017-18 crop year. Wheat output is pegged at a record 99.7 million tons, rice at 112.91 million tons, and pulses at 25.23 million tons for the 2017-18 crop year. The previous record food grain output was 275.11 million tons that was achieved in the 2016-17 crop year. The food grain basket comprises of rice, wheat, coarse cereals and pulses. An ISRO chairman announced on Tuesday that they have 19 missions in line till March 2019, out of which the most crucial is Chandrayaan-2. He said that by 2022, ISRO will be able to launch its most ambitious project, Gaganyaan.
India's most ambitious space program, Gaganyaan, is all set to be launched by 2022. ISRO chairman K. Sivan told the media the mission will send a 3-person crew to space for 7 days, where they will conduct microgravity experiments. Sivan also said that work on developing critical technologies for human space mission started in 2004, but it was not on the priority list. However, it picked up pace with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's announcement in his Independence Day speech that an Indian will be sent to space before 2022.
Because man is going, a lot of biological related thing and safety of the man, those aspects will be different.
About the science, sir, what all different we are doing from the other 3 countries which have already...
No, that is the science that we are, because the new science, that microgravity experiment that we should do with this particular thing. And that depends on the new scientists can produce new sciences that we will do it.
Any message to the scientists?
Scientists means what I wanted is they have a lot of chances, opportunities. They should be get ready to take the challenge. Gaganyaan is going to be a lot of challenges to them.
महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभा रहे हैं, चाहे आपके स्मार्ट सिटीज़ का कार्यक्रम है, चाहे आपका रोड सर्वेस का काम है, चाहे आपकी रेल पटरियां बिछाने का काम है, चाहे आपकी अनमैन्ड रेल क्रॉसिंग्स की रक्षा करने का काम है, चाहे टेली एजुकेशन का काम है। किसानों के लिए एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर में सॉयल हेल्थ कार्ड, सैटेलाइट इमेजिंग के द्वारा किस प्रकार से खेती को विकसित किया जाए, सॉयल इम्प्रूवमेंट किया जाए, ये प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की प्रेरणा के ही परिणाम स्वरूप है कि आज स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी लगभग हर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एक्टिविटी में और ईज़ ऑफ लिविंग के कार्य में भागीदार बन चुका है।
Sivan revealed that ISRO is currently working on 19 projects that will be completed by next March. He said the most important mission is Chandrayaan-2 that India plans to launch between January and February 2019. Chandrayaan-2 will be ISRO's first interplanetary mission to land a rover on any celestial body.
हमारे लिए गर्व की बात है, इसरो का भी एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण ये पड़ाव रहेगा। जैसे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने लाल किले से कहा कि 2022 या हो सकता है उससे पहले ही ये लॉन्चिंग संभव हो पाए। लगभग योजना मुकम्मल हो चुकी है, पूरी तैयारी हो चुकी है। आखिरी एक महत्वपूर्ण मरहला बचा है कि उन 3 व्यक्तियों का चयन फाइनल करना है जिन्हें जो अंतरिक्ष में जाएंगे। जैसे ही वो संपन्न हो जाता है तो फिर उनके प्रशिक्षण, एक्लिमेटाइजेशन, ट्रेनिंग का कार्य आरंभ होगा, जिसमें लगभग 3 वर्ष लगते हैं, कभी ज़्यादा कभी कम, और वो संपन्न होते ही हम इस स्थिति में होंगे कि ये लॉन्चिंग संभव हो सके।
The ISRO chairman also informed that the focus is on enhancing indigenous technologies in space sector. Aruna Thakur, Rajya Sabha TV.
In Breakfast News, time for a very short break. We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us. Welcome back. India and Pakistan will hold the 115th meeting of the permanent Indus Waters Commission in Lahore to discuss various issues under the Indus Waters Treaty. A 9-member Indian delegation led by Water Commissioner P.K. Saxena reached Pakistan on Tuesday. The 2-day discussions will begin today with Pakistan's Water Commissioner Saeed Meher Ali Shah. The talks will be the first official engagement between India and Pakistan since Khan became Prime Minister on 18th of August. Last meeting of the Pakistan-India PIC was held in Delhi in the month of March, during which both the sides had shared details of the water flow and the quantum of water being used. PIC was formed under the Indus Waters Treaty signed between India and Pakistan way back in 1960. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj is in Cambodia on her first official visit that aims to deepen India's strategic cooperation with one of the key ASEAN countries. Sushma Swaraj arrived in Cambodia from Vietnam on the concluding leg of a 4-day two-nation tour. She was received at the airport by Indian Ambassador to Cambodia, Manika Jain, and other senior officials. And during the 2-day visit, Sushma Swaraj will hold extensive talks with her Cambodian counterpart, Prak Sokhonn, covering the entire spectrum of the bilateral and regional issues of mutual interest. She will also call on the Prime Minister of the country, Hun Sen, and the President of the Senate, Se Chun. Sushma Swaraj was earlier in Vietnam on a 2-day bilateral visit where she, in her address to the 3rd Indian Ocean Conference in Hanoi, emphasized that the Indian Ocean Rim Association was an important instrument for achieving peace and security in the region. Our top international focus now. Canada's foreign minister joined her Mexican and US counterparts in Washington to discuss entering into a new North American Free Trade Agreement or NAFTA. After being sidelined in the discussions for 3 months, Canadian Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland held her first negotiating session with the US Trade Representative and calling the talks very constructive. Freeland said that the talks aimed at forging a new NAFTA, a landmark pact dating back to 1994, would continue. Now, this came a day after President Donald Trump said that the US and Mexico had agreed to new trade terms. Canada, the 3rd member of NAFTA, has yet to say whether it will join the revised free trade agreement. Donald Trump has threatened to impose auto tariffs on Canada if it is unwilling to compromise. However, the US-Mexico Accord has provisions that Canada has objected to, and Canada has said that it would only sign a new agreement if it was good for the country. Remember, nearly 75% of Canada's exports head to the US, and Canada is the US's 2nd largest trading partner after China.
Let me just reiterate that it was a constructive conversation. And Ambassador Lighthizer agreed that if I were asked, he was fine with me saying that he feels it was a constructive conversation as well. We are set, we believe, for an important and constructive week. We agreed we would go into detail on specific issues beginning tomorrow morning. And I should also say that we will be meeting with Mexico later today.
And now let's get you all the action from the ongoing Asian Games. Well, in the Asian Games, India's medals tally has now swelled to 50. It was a historic day for India on Tuesday as Manjeet Singh won the gold medal and Jenson Johnson claimed silver in the 800 meters final. Manjeet ran his personal best time of 1 minute and 46.15 seconds to win his maiden major international medal, while Jenson finished second in 1 minute and 46.35 seconds. In a Twitter message, President Ramnath Kovind, the Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu congratulated both the athletes, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi also tweeted saying that India is overjoyed with the win. Meanwhile, in 4x400 meters mixed relay, Indian team comprising of Mohammad Anis, Raju Bovarama, Hima Das and Arokya Raji finished second to clinch the silver medal. India also bagged 2 medals in Kurash with Pinky Balhara and M. Jadhav were winning silver and bronze medals respectively in women's 52 kg category. Pinky lost 0-10 to her opponent of Uzbekistan to settle for the silver medal. And in hockey, India's men's team beat Sri Lanka 20-0 to remain unbeaten in the pool stages. And in table tennis, the men's team won historic bronze medal after losing 0-3 to South Korea in the semi-final. Speaking about badminton, PV Sindhu won silver after losing to Tai Tzu Jing in the final of the women's singles event. This was also India's first ever silver in the women's badminton at the Asian Games. India also bagged the first medal of the day in women's team compound archery. The team settled for silver against South Korea in the final. And the men's team archery also won a silver in the men's compound team, losing to South Korea in the final. India, looking at the medal tally, India has now 50 medals in its kitty and it is placed at the 8th position. The 50 medals include 9 gold medals, 19 silver medals and 22 bronze medals, while China with 206 medals, including 97 gold medals, continues to hold the top position, followed by Japan with 142 medals. That includes 43 gold medals, and South Korea is placed at third in the medals tally with 118 medals, including 32 gold medals. And today is National Sports Day, the birth anniversary of hockey legend Major Dhyan Chand. And on the occasion, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu paid tributes to the wizard of hockey, Major Dhyan Chand. In a tweet, he said that one must encourage and promote a sporting culture in our country, especially from the school level. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also greeted all the sports enthusiasts. He also paid tributes to the phenomenal hockey player Major Dhyan Chand on his birth anniversary today. And that's the wrap on this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching.